第22話、死の熱情。鳥羽伏見の戦いでの敗退後、近藤勇は傷の痛みに耐えながらも新選組に戻ってきた。土方歳三はそんな彼に必死に訴えかける。近藤さん、もう復帰できますよね。次の作戦を考えてくださいよ。盛り返しましょうよ。だが、彼らに待ち受けていたのは幕府からの冷たい指示だった。甲府に行ってこいと。その頃、甲府はすでに新政府軍に制圧されていた。幕府のこの命令には、もはや新選組を見捨てたというメッセージが込められているかのようだった。徳川慶喜は何とか自分の立場を守りたいと必死だったが、部下たちが一度引き起こした戦争を収めるため、彼は頭を下げ、許しを請うしかなかった。次の時代も生き延びるためには、新選組の存在が邪魔だった。幕府の本陣である城内の一室。明かりが落とされた薄暗い部屋に、重臣たちが集まっていた。部屋の片隅にしつらえられた屏風の影が、揺れる灯火に合わせて踊っている。外からのかすかな風が障子を揺らし、不安定な気配を漂わせていた。重臣の一人、守護職の松平片盛は顔をしかめながらつぶやいた。あいつら、新選組はやばいですよ。背中に誠って入ってますから。あの一途さは、もはや狂気の域だ。彼の隣に座る井上正直が深くため息をつく。絶対に新政府軍と死ぬまで戦いますよ。あの連中の頭には、幕府のために死ぬことしかない。その通りだ。もう彼らは制御不能だ。床の間に座る稲葉正国が冷ややかな目で言い放つ。彼は懐からタバコ入れを取り出し、火をつけた。しかし、そんな彼らをどうすればいい？ここで見捨てるわけにもいかん。見捨てるしかないさ。井上が冷たく答える。タバコの煙が静かに部屋を満たし始める中、松平が再び口を開く。甲府に行かせろ。その言葉に他の重臣たちが一瞬沈黙した。彼らは顔を見合わせ、稲葉が小さくうなずく。甲府か。新政府軍がすでに制圧している場所に送り込むとは、まさに見捨てるようなものだな。しょうがねえな。あいつらは次の時代に生きられない人種だ。甲府に行かせて、そこで最後の働きをさせる。それでいい。井上が静かに言い放つ。部屋に漂うタバコの煙が、彼らの決断の重さを象徴するかのように揺れた。では、決まりだな。松平が結論を出すと、他の重臣たちは一斉にうなずいた。彼らは新選組を見捨てることで、幕府の生き残りを図るという冷酷な決断を下したのだ。こうして新選組200人は甲府へと向かうこととなった。しかし、彼らを待ち受けていたのは、甲府城を制圧した新政府軍1300人。そしてその指揮を執るのは次の時代を治める板垣退助だった。道中、土方は部下たちに向けて声を張り上げる。俺たちにはまだ戦う力がある。負けるわけにはいかない。だが、甲府城を目前にしたその時、新選組の前に広がる新政府軍の圧倒的な数に、彼らの心に重い影が差し込んだ。風が冷たく吹き抜け、彼らの士気を試すように。近藤は深く息を吸い込み、刀を握りしめた。行くぞ。誠を貫くんだ。その言葉に、土方をはじめとする新選組隊士たちは一斉に声を上げた。おお。この瞬間、彼らは己の運命を受け入れ、死をも恐れぬ覚悟を決めた。しかし、その先に待ち受けるのは、 絶望的な戦いだった。
Episode 22, A Warrior's Passion. After their defeat at the Battle of Toba-Fushimi, Kondo Aisami returned to the Shinsengumi, enduring the pain from his wounds. Hijikata Toshizo desperately pleaded with him. "Kondo-san, you can recover now, right? We need you to plan our next move. We can turn things around." However, what awaited them was a cold directive from the shogunate. Go to Kofu. By that time, Kofu had already fallen under the control of the new government forces. The shogunate's command seemed like a message that the Shinsengumi had been abandoned. Tokugawa Yoshinobu, desperate to protect his own position, had no choice but to bow his head and beg for forgiveness to bring an end to the war started by his subordinates. To survive in the next era, the existence of the Shinsengumi had become an obstacle. In one of the dimly lit rooms of the shogunate's main castle, the heavyweights had gathered. Shadows cast by the folding screen in the corner danced in rhythm with the flickering lamplight. A faint breeze from outside rattled the paper doors, creating an air of unease. One of the senior retainers, Matsudaira Katamori, the guardian of Kyoto, frowned as he muttered. "Those guys, the Shinsengumi, are dangerous. They have Makoto, sincerity, etched on their backs. Their single-minded devotion has crossed into madness." Sitting next to him, Inoue Masaneo let out a deep sigh. "They will definitely fight the new government forces to the death. In their minds, dying for the shogunate is all that matters." "Exactly. They're already beyond control." Sitting in the alcove, Inaba Masakuni spoke coldly. He took out a tobacco pouch from his sleeve and lit it. "But what should we do with them? We can't just abandon them here. We have no choice but to abandon them," Inoue responded coldly. As the smoke from his tobacco began to fill the room, Matsudaira spoke again. "Send them to Kofu." At his words, the other retainers fell silent for a moment. They exchanged glances, and Inaba gave a small nod. "Kofu, huh? Sending them to a place already taken by the new government forces is no different from abandoning them. We have no choice. Those men are from a breed that can't live in the next era. Let them make their final stand in Kofu. That will be enough." Inoue spoke quietly, his words heavy with resignation, as the smoke swirling in the room seemed to reflect the weight of their decision. Then it settled. With Matsudaira's final decision, the other retainers nodded in agreement. By abandoning the Shinsengumi, they had made a ruthless choice to ensure the shogunate's survival. Thus, 200 Shinsengumi members headed toward Kofu. Awaiting them were 1,300 new government troops who had already seized Kofu Castle. Leading these forces was Itagaki Taisuke, who would govern the next era. Along the way, Hijikata raised his voice to the troops. "We still have the strength to fight. We can't afford to lose." But as they approached Kofu Castle, the overwhelming numbers of the new government forces spread out before them, casting a heavy shadow over the hearts of the Shinsengumi. The cold wind swept through them, as if testing their resolve. Kondo took a deep breath and gripped his sword tightly. "Let's go. We will uphold our Makoto, sincerity." At his words, Hijikata and the rest of the Shinsengumi shouted in unison. "Uhu!" In that moment, they accepted their fate, steeling themselves with a resolve unafraid of death. Yet, what awaited them was a battle of despair.